To take a look at a business that was transacted on the floor of the House. That was yesterday, Tuesday, 24th February 2026. I'm Claudette Sindaza Jonga, and on sign language we have Chola Kaoma. Yesterday, notice was taken at 14:33 hours that a quorum was not formed, so Madam Speaker ordered the bells to be rang. The House was counted, and the quorum having been formed, business commenced. And so Madam Speaker did make quite a number of announcements yesterday. She did inform the House that she had received communication to the effect that in the absence of Her Honour, the Vice President, who was attending to other government business, the Minister of Finance and National Planning, Honourable Dr. Stumbeko Musokotene, MP, had been appointed acting leader of government business in House from Tuesday, 24th February 2026 until further notice. In the other announcement, Madam Speaker did recognize the presence in the public gallery of two members of the public from Nkema Parliamentary Constituency in Nkema District. Madam Speaker, on behalf of the National Assembly, warmly welcomed the visitors to the National Assembly, and she also did recognize in the public gallery pupils and teachers from the following schools. That's Chainda Community School in Lusaka District and Lift Up Academy School in Chibombo District. In the other announcement, Madam Speaker did inform the House that with effect from Tuesday, the 24th of February 2026, honourable members who would be granted permission to attend sittings of the House virtually would be required at the commencement of each sitting to stand with their camera switched on during the singing of the national anthem. Madam Speaker stated that this requirement was intended to uphold dignity, decorum and solemnity of the proceedings of the House, and to ensure that all members, whether physically present or attending remotely, accorded the national anthem the respect it duly commanded. After those announcements, there were three urgent matters of notice that were raised yesterday. The first one did come from Mr. Kafwaya on the alleged payment of spatial allowances to students at Northern Technical College who were mobilized to welcome the President of the Republic of Zambia on the Copper Belt, and this particular urgent matter without notice was inadmissible. The other one did come from Mr. Simumba on the alleged arrest of 16 Tonsi Alliance members who were holding indoor meetings, and this particular urgent matter without notice was equally inadmissible. The last urgent matter without notice did come from Mr. Singombe on the compensation of farmers excluded from the Farmer Input Support Program in Dundumwezi Parliamentary Constituency, and this particular urgent matter without notice was equally inadmissible. So those are the three urgent matters without notice that were considered on the floor of the House yesterday. After that segment, there was a ministerial statement by the Acting Minister of Health. He did make a statement on the health issues of public concern. The Minister informed the House on the outbreak of polio and cholera in Lusaka District and highlighted measures being taken to contain the diseases. The Minister further updated the House on the availability of medicines and medical supplies in public health facilities and measures taken to curb the puerperage. After that ministerial statement, the House considered questions for oral answer understanding the questions for oral answer number 209 to 216, understanding order number 18. Notice was taken at 17:01 that a quorum was not formed, so Mr. Second Deputy Speaker ordered the bells to be rung, the House counted, and the quorum having formed, business resumed. Thereafter, there was the resumption of debate on thanks the President's address. The motion was made and the question proposed that the thanks of the Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy content in the President's address. And there being no further debate, the debate on the motion stood adjourned, and the debate resumes today. The House adjourned accordingly yesterday at 18:25 hours. That's the business that was considered on the floor of the House yesterday, Tuesday, the 24th of February 2026. Time now to look at today's order paper. We do expect some urgent matters without notice, if there will be any. The House is also expected to consider 3 questions for oral answer under Standing Order number 80. So before we look at the questions for oral answer that will be considered, we'll have a look at some government bills that will be considered at different stages. That's a committee stage, report stage, and a third reading stage. So the Criminal Procedure Court Bill, National Assembly Bill number 29 of 2025, will be considered at committee stage. The Food Reserve Bill, National Assembly Bill number 33 of 2025, will also be considered at committee stage. The Agriculture Marketing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2025, will be considered at committee stage. We also have the State-Owned Enterprises Bill, National Assembly Bill number 37 of 2025, will be considered at report stage. And lastly, the National Payment System Bill, National Assembly Bill number 32 of 2025, will be considered at third reading stage. After consideration of those bills, we're going to have resumption of debate on thanks the President's address. As you might be aware, the President was in the House last week on Friday, the 20th of February. He was addressing the nation and the House on the progress made in the application of national values and principles. So members of Parliament are debating the speech that was delivered by the Republican President. And so time now to look at some of the questions that will be considered on the floor of the House under Standing Order number 80. Question 217 will come from Mr. Mkosa of Chinsali, and he's going to ask the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security a question in 3 parts. He wants to find out how many of the following there were at Chinsali Correctional Center in Chinsali District as of August 2025. That's correctional service officers and staff houses, whether the government has any plans to build additional staff houses for the Chinsali Correctional Center, and if so, when the plans will be implemented, and if there are no such plans, why. That's question 217, expected to come from the Chinsali lawmaker. And so in case you've just tuned in, we're standing by for resumption of business, taking the air at 14:30 hours, and in a few minutes or seconds from now, we should be able to see the Speaker's procession making its way into the chamber. And as we wait for that to happen, we continue to look at the questions for oral answer under Standing Order number 80 that will be considered this afternoon. Question 218 is expected to come from Mr. Chonde of Milenge constituency. He's going to ask the Minister of Water Development and Sanitation whether the government has any plans to construct a water treatment plant in Milenge district. If so, when the plans will be implemented, and if there are no such plans, why. And the last question, question 219, will come from Mr. Mkosa. He's going to ask the Minister of Information and Media when the government will procure utility vehicles for the Zambia News and Information Services Office in Muchinga Province to enhance its operations. That's question 219, coming from Mr. Mkosa of Chinsali. So there you have it. Those are the 3 questions for oral answer that will be considered this afternoon. Just now, we take you to the chamber for live parliamentary proceedings. Good afternoon.
Tendency of Zambia, proud and free, land of wealth and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for the right. We want freedom. and blessed by those who blend. Let us, O happy people, join as one, brothers, under the sun, oh, one, strong and free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace in Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one, strong and free. Praise be to God, praise be, bless our great Zambia, Zambia, Zambia. Remain we stand under the flag of our land. Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one, strong and free.
Prayer. Almighty God, who in your infinite wisdom and providential goodness has appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to consider with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of such important